speaking of religion, I don't want to talk about religion. But if you want to talk about religion, Judaism is not as such vicious and cruel as that. Okay? They are talking about that. But this is not what they want. Zionism has hijacked everything. Hijacked Christianity, hijacked Judaism. For me, just a small introduction, because I believe in the dignity of Palestinian people. And I believe in our rights to live free on our land. Regardless of everything, I don't want to come back to history, but at the same time, we have 7,000 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli prisons. It's like a small community in one neighborhood in the US. I got my education in the US, okay? Living there and knowing the history, living in the south of, in Savannah, Georgia, on the Savannah River, okay, that could recall many things. I learned so much about the history of the American people and the suffering of the American people and the segregation, especially in Savannah. But for me here, I cannot even imagine how much, and I visited South Africa. When I visited South Africa, I kept crying. Why? If you ask me why, because it's a piece of cake regarding what we are going through here today. It's a piece of cake. I can actually, maybe I don't want to compare it, but my father lived the martial laws in the 60s, okay? And that's also a piece of cake to what we're going through today. The field killing every day, the assassination that we are actually experiencing every day. It's actually leading to all what we are seeing today. If you cross a checkpoint, you could be assassinated any minute. They could throw a knife, plant a knife next to you, and say, "Okay, you are a murderer. You want to stab me." If you have a car accident by any chance, you will be actually immediately persecuted on the spot. If you have, just 2 weeks ago, Fatima Ahjaji was assassinated in front of all the people, just because she was a child crossing not even a checkpoint, crossing from the Damascus Gate to the other side. She was actually persecuted. She was cold-blooded, killed in front of all with so much armed people inside. So what we are talking here about is 7,000 Palestinian prisoners. Out of them, 18,000, okay, are on hunger strike. 500 of them are children. Muhammad Abu Khudair, that as you have heard about, was burned alive. He actually they forced him to drink gasoline and they put him on fire. The Wabshi family was totally burned. The only survival is their son that actually lost everything. What are we talking about? Where are we standing from humanity? Where is the international community? Where is the moral of this world? Do we have double standards? Is the international community turning the blind eyes on us? Why? Why? Because we are resisting on our land. I have the right to resist any occupation. I don't want to get into the Holocaust, but at the same time, if they didn't resist the German Holocaust, where have they been now? We are actually the victims of the Holocaust. And I say it clearly. And if anybody who has gone through a Holocaust, it won't do the same atrocities what they are doing to us today. And I say it and I insist on it because I am fed up. I don't have a prisoner in Israeli prisons, but all the 500 children are they are my children. As you can see, I did the abacus here. As you can see, the beads, the red beads there. So this is actually symbolic to our Palestinian prisoners, children. Ahmad Manasra, he is 14. He turned 14. They kept postponing his court case until he turned 14, and to actually put him in jail for 12 years, 12 complete years. Who can accept that? Who can accept that? He actually lost his cousin, and he is actually sentenced for 12 years in Israeli prison. And we know from the cameras that there was some manipulation. There was something in the camera that they have actually edited. Okay, so coming back to our prisoners, our women here, I would let them actually speak a little bit for themselves, because I'm not, who I am to speak on their pain. They are the perfect people to speak on their pain, on their suffering. Their children and their brothers and sisters are in Israeli prisons, and this is a battle of justice and freedom for all. Because if you have one person in prison, the whole family is in prison. For 33 days, it's absolutely a crime. The Red Cross, actually, coming back to speaking of the international law, I'm not a lawyer, but I have learned through all my solidarity with them, that the Red Cross has been really siding by Israel. Yesterday I heard from a released prisoner, just yesterday, that the Red Cross, even ruled by Israel, they have 20 patients, 20 prisoners are in critical condition. Israel allowed only 5 to be checked by the Red Cross. 2 days ago I was in the tent in Jerusalem. 3 times the Israeli security surrounded us. Every day they are actually arresting. They arrested 3 people, 3 men. They actually knocked down one of the other solidarity people there. Yesterday they arrested another one, and they don't even try. It's in their compound. They are supposedly protected under the international law. Israeli police are not allowed to come into their compound. How is that? And they are not, they cut the visits of course, the visits of the prisoners from 2 times a month till 1 time. Why? All these question marks are rising. Our suspicious of whom they are serving, in fact. And I hope if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer your questions to the women, or if they want to say anything, I will be happy to assist you, please. Thank you.
يعني ابني محكوم يعني مدى الحياة، طالب بأشياء بسيطة يعني مش من حقك زي اسمي أنا باسمة.
Her name is Basima. Her son is sentenced for life sentence. Life sentence in Israel it means life sentence, not like other places. It's 20 or 25 years. So she's asking for his basic rights to give him treatment, because many prisoners they don't get any treatment, any medical treatment. That's why they are dying. They are dying even after they are released. Do you have any questions? I can.
I would like to give you.
احكي عشان تقولي اسمك وعائلتك. Her name is Nawal Abayat. Her son is sentenced for 4 years and for 12 years, and she's actually refused. She's refused to visit him for 4 years now, and her brother as well. Oh my God! And her brother is actually sentenced for 4 lifetimes in prison, and adding to that 25 years. Okay, they actually given her a permission to go visit him, but yet they give her the permission, and she actually reaches the entrance of the prison, and then they say no, we are sorry. So it's basically torture, humiliation and torture, and inhumanistic condition. مين بحب كمان يحكي صبايا؟ تفضلي. احكي اسمك. Maryam, she is both mothers of both prisoners, Nasser and Khaled. She's the left side one. He's sentenced for 1 life sentence and 25 and 5 adding 5 years. And Khalid is also sentenced for 10 years in Israeli prisons.
Are they brothers?
Yes. تحبي تحكي خالتي تفضلي. ايش اسمك بس؟ فاطمة زوجك. Okay. Her name is Mariam, and she's the sister of the Khalid Salahat. He is in very critical condition. He is ill and he is sick in there, and he was actually injured during his arrest, and now he's in critical condition. And let me also tell you that they have no clue. There is no news about what is happening inside. God knows what's happening inside. Her name is Aziza. Her name is Aziza.
من اعمارهم كبيره برضه زي خالد عمره 53 سنه.
لسه بحكي. بحكي. تفضلي خالتي. 21 Her name is Aziza and her son ناصر نواورة. قديش محكوم؟ 21. He is sentenced for 21 years. 21 years. تعرفي إشي عنه؟ And she have no news about him. Nothing. This is actually the role of the Red Cross, to visit the prisoners and give news. The last time they visited Marwan al-Barghouti, they got no news. They said, "Oh, he is sending his greetings." Isn't that sarcastic? That's rather. I simply have no words.
بدك تحكي؟
لا خلص.
ليش؟
ام خضر ايش اسمك؟ سائدة. Her son's name is Khadr, and he is sentenced for 3 years.
احكي عن اخوك.
And he is actually on hunger strike as well for 33 days. احكي اسمك خالتي. شيحة محمد, and this is her son. ايش اسمه؟ نايف عبيات.
مدى الحياة.
He is sentenced for 3 times in life prisons. Life sentence. So, where do we go with this pain? Where do we go with this suffering and this worry and this? I think it's. And let me tell you also, many of them are they have been spending time over 20 years, or 30 years, or many years. So they have spent most of their time in prison. So they cannot see their families. They have no chance of even seeing their relatives, even touching them flesh, only with this barrier, the glass barrier. Amnesty International, I believe they are also turning the blind eye on us, because we haven't seen anybody here. Nothing. And I'm in the field actually. I'm in all the tents, and I'm running from one place to another. I never encountered anybody from them. Maybe it's your time to maybe raise the voice on our behalf, on the behalf of all these people who are in. Please. We count on you. We count on your judgment, on your care, and
إذا هم في مؤسسة ممكن
Amnesty International. في منهم أعضاء بأمنستي International.
هيك ممكن يوصل الصوت.
And I think living in the US and being shocked by the media there, being first time I landed there, it was September 11.
What year?
2001. Yes. Leaving the situation here and coming to the US and living the September 11 circumstances, being interrogated as well by the CIA or the FBI as well, as a criminal maybe. That could say it all. I saw the media, how biased they are, the Fox News and the CNN, and we see their correspondents here in Palestine. Where are they? They come to our funerals? No, thank you. Stay home. We don't want you to come. We know how to actually go in our funerals and pay dignity to our martyrs. Enough. We had enough. So that's why I think our voice should be heard. We are freedom fighters. Nobody can take such long occupation. It's not only occupation, it's colonization. They colonize the land. Anytime, my family, for example, lost 99% of our land in Galilee. And yet they are actually running after us to grab whatever left of our land. They uproot Roman olive trees and they build a wall, this criminal apartheid wall. Where do we stand? So I raise my questions for the world, for the international community. This week only, 4 Palestinian souls we have lost. 4 of them. Yesterday in Hawara, a settler. Why do you think they pull their guns and they kill? Because they know they are not going to be held accountable for that. They know that they are not going to be sitting in jail for even somebody who actually killed, shot Abdurrahman Sharif in Al Khalil when he was lying on the floor. Now he was sentenced for 12 months in jail or 16 months in jail. Why? Where are they going to go? Is this Judaism? Is this the rules of Judaism? No, I don't think so. This is what Zionism is.
السكناجي اللي طخوا صار يوزع حلو.
Yes, and yesterday he pulled the gun and killed a 23 years old Palestinian. They left him to bleed. What they do, they persecute you, they leave you to bleed, they actually block any form or any kind of ambulances or help, okay? And then they plant a knife next to you and then they drag you. We have 8 Palestinian bodies in Israeli fridges now. They won't allow us to bury our sons and daughters.
وليش صار يوزع اشياء حلوه انه قتلوا.
Exactly. And this settler, when he heard that they actually killed a Palestinian, he took this sweets and he started actually distributing for the settlers and cheering and celebrating the killing of a Palestinian. And let me tell you, it's the same kind of chocolate that actually put in jail in the cell of Marwan al-Barghouti, and they actually accused him, they manipulated the video, accused him of actually eating in prison.
You can find it in the Google
And this is so sick. To distribute chocolates for a killing of a Palestinian, that could sum it all.
Search
Thank you.
the Google and see it. They can see.
I can show it to you. I can show the video.
Yeah.
مثل اللقطة اعترف إن أعطوه $10,000 عشان بس يمثل اللقطة.
Our mother is saying that they actually manipulated this moment when Marwan al-Barghouti was eating to say that he broke his strike, which is excuse my language, which is bullshit. And the actor who actually did this part, he was paid 10,000 shekels, $10,000
yeah.
to make this
Film.
sarcasm. It's sarcastic.
That's right.
They won't break our resistance. They won't break our sumud. Sumud is the staying strong.
They can't.
Do you have any questions?
They can't pick.
تفضل عمي تحب تحكي
لا خلاص انت بتسدي انت ممتاز هيك. لا
لا احكي.
لا خلاص.
Your question.
Your English is very good. If you give me your name, your address, your email, you have email?
Yes.
Okay, and I will send it to some people who maybe will come and interview.
Good. I will be happy. Anything that could help our cause, our prisoners to be free, because their demands, their strike actually on small demands, on medical care, on many things, you know, that they cannot even talk by phone with their families. Okay, the killer of Rabin, okay, he actually have a son after he was sentenced. He can go on